All right, here's a quick review on position, velocity, and acceleration. So an object moves along a horizontal line in feet and seconds, and you're given a position equation. Here's the position. And then you have to answer some questions. So if you're asked for the initial position, all you do is plug in 0, and you get your answer. In this case, it's 1 feet. If you're asked for the initial velocity, well, first you'd have to find the velocity. So the velocity is the derivative. And then you would plug in 0. So if I plugged in 0 in this case, the answer is 0, and you would write feet per second. So in other words, at 0, it's resting. If I ask for the initial acceleration, you would take the derivative of the velocity. So that's 24t minus 12. And the initial acceleration, you'd plug in 0, and you'd have negative 12, and it would be feet per second squared. So make sure you're comfortable with position, with velocity, and with acceleration, and the units and how to write it down. If I said, when is the object at rest? It's at rest when the velocity is 0. So you would take the velocity equation and make it equal to 0, and you would solve it. So to solve this, I would factor it. And then the two answers here are 0 and 1 second. So it's at rest at 0, and it's at rest at 1. If I want to know when it's moving to the right or to the left, I would draw a number line. And on that number line, I would put 0 and 1 for the velocity. And then I would plug in numbers into the velocity. So if I plugged in a negative number, the answer is positive. If I plugged in 1/2, believe it or not, it's negative. And if I plugged in a number like bigger than 1, like 10 or 20 or 50, it's a positive answer. So this tells me from negative infinity to 0 and 1 to infinity, it's going to the right. From 0 to 1, it's going to the left. So a positive means it's going to the right, and a negative means it's going to the left. If I ask you for displacement, I would have to give you a range. So what's the displacement from 0 to 2? I then would plug in 2 and 0 into the position equation. So if I plugged in 2, I need to get an answer. And then if I plug in 0, well, that's the initial position. I already plugged in 0. That answer is 1. And then I just have to solve this. So this is 32 take away 24 plus 1. So that's 33 take away 24. That's 9 take away 1. So the answer here is, I think, 8 feet. All right, good luck on the quiz. Until next time, Mr. G Math.